Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hari Bolo. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai, Govinda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivajagacharya Ashtottara Sat Sri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki, ISKCON founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki, Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Prabhupada Anuga ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaura Premanande. All glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees, all glories assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shishi Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Daivim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Today, reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 10, Shloka 14. Sarvame tadritam manye yanmaham vadasi keshava nahi te bhagavan vyaktim vidur devana danava. For those of you who are following online, chapter 10, text 14. Sarvametadritam manye yanmam vadasi keshava nahi te bhagavan vyaktim vidur deva nadanava. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. O Krishna, I totally accept as truth all that you have told me. Neither the demigods nor the demons, O Lord, can understand your personality. Purport: Arjuna herein confirms that persons of faithless and demonic nature cannot understand Krishna. He is not known even by the demigods. So what to speak of the so-called scholars of this modern world? By the grace of the Supreme Lord, Arjuna has understood that the Supreme Truth is Krishna and that He is the Perfect One. One should therefore follow the path of Arjuna. He received the authority of Bhagavad Gita. As described in the 4th chapter, the parampara system of disciplic succession for the understanding of Bhagavad Gita was lost, and therefore Krishna has re-established that disciplic succession with Arjuna, because he considered Arjuna his intimate friend and a great devotee. Therefore, as stated in our introduction to Gita Upanishad, Bhagavad Gita should be understood in the parampara system. When that parampara system was lost, Arjuna was selected to rejuvenate it. The acceptance by Arjuna of all that Krishna says should be emulated. Then we can understand the essence of Bhagavad Gita, and then only can we understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Tat Sat. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guruho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatharine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, welcome to all of you. We are seated at the lotus feet of Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra Mai and Srila Prabhupada. And by their mercy and blessings, we are able to discuss a few words from this very important text of Bhagavad Gita. This verse that we read out today is the verse that Arjuna is expounding after he has accepted Krishna as Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. Krishna is revealing himself in the 10th chapter and is explaining how he is the origin of everything, how he is supreme, and how devotee is very dear to him and devotional service is the method to understand him. These are all answers to questions of Arjuna. So Arjuna is replying by saying Sarvameta Dhritam Manye Yanmam Vadashi Keshava. Vadasi Keshava. Whatever you spoke, Vada, Krishna, O Keshava, I fully accept. Sarvameta Dhritam Manye. Manye means to accept. I have accepted fully all that you have spoken. And he's saying, Asito Devalo Vyasa Swayam Chaiva Bravishime. In the next shloka, he is also saying, now you are telling this to me. Previously, I have heard this from sages and rishis like Asita, Devala, and Vyasa. They have also told me the same thing. And you are also telling me the same thing now. So I fully accept what you are saying. It's confirmed. Whatever you told me, that you are the Supreme Lord, you are the origin and source of everything, and devotional service is the ultimate truth, Bhakti Yoga is the ultimate truth, and by devotion we can understand reality, truth, and everything. I accept this fully. If you accept, then you will start acting according to what you have accepted. Because acceptance precedes faith. I believe, I have faith. If I accept the authority, if I accept the knowledge, and I believe in it, and I think it is true. So it is very important the person who teaches you the reality should be a guru coming in the parampara properly, like Prabhupada is mentioning. Guru coming in the parampara does not mean just designated as guru. You yourself put a label on you that I am guru. Guru is understood by function. What is your function as a guru? Everybody in the material world is very eager to have titles and labels. Especially in Kali Yuga, title and label alone is enough. And they'll sit pretty on that chair, on that asana, on that particular great big simhasana. My name, I have got this title, I have got this position, that is enough. Whether I function like that or not does not matter. It's very low class. You just want the position and the title. But what you are supposed to do in that position and title, I don't know what to do. All the time I was fighting for the title, getting the position. In the process, I never learned what I should do in this title, in this position. That's the situation for most of the leaders. But the Vedic system, that Krishna is mentioning here, a person does not even think about taking the position. He grows into that position. People started accepting him. Why? Because he is giving me the right knowledge. He teaches the right stuff. He knows it. He practices it. Therefore, he automatically becomes guru. It is not that I go around getting elected and everybody vote for me as guru and then I sit down in that position. Because what you think about me is very important for me. It does not matter what I know about myself, which is anyway a useless understanding. But what you think about me is very important for me. I become guru in your eyes. I become a leader in your eyes. I become a leader and a guru and whatever it is according to the title and position I've got. By popular vote, by popularity. That is not at all the way. The genuine way is that you are qualified. Whether somebody calls you guru or not, whether somebody calls you and gives you that position and title or not, you have the knowledge required for that position, you have the qualification required for this position, and you know and you don't care if somebody gives you a title or not. Because if you're genuine, you will attract genuine people. It doesn't matter if some people don't get attracted to you. It doesn't matter. But if you really understand what Krishna is telling, you don't have to try to become a teacher. You will automatically be a teacher. Because you know, you will teach. And because you know and you teach, it will have effect. Because you know, you teach and you practice, it will have even more effect. And in this way, people will understand automatically. Right? So that is the type of leadership, that is the type of guruship that is being spoken about by Krishna. to Arjuna. And Arjuna is saying, now I understood. Sarvame tadritam manye yanmam vadasi keshava. Genuinely being educated. Genuinely being educated. This is the path followed by the parampara. In the parampara, nobody wants to be known as so and so. Everybody is studying for his own sake. Understanding knowledge for his own sake. I want to know what is the truth, what is the reality, who is God, who am I, what is this world, where am I, why do I die, why I have been born here. I want to know for myself. When a person becomes genuinely interested in self-realization, he inquires, he learns from a proper guru, he follows him, and he educates himself, he edifies himself, and he grows. Then he automatically teaches others according to his realization. This is what is education. You see, if you go back in history in India, you will see there were so many education institutions. 1500 years back, before the Mughals came, there were huge universities in India. Nowhere in the world there were universities like this. There was Takshashila, there was Nalanda, there were universities, Pushpasara, there was in Andhra Pradesh, in Kerala, in Tamil Nadu, in Bihar, in Madhya Pradesh, everywhere, world famous universities. So far, later in history, we are hearing a little bit from the history book Nalanda University, we hear. Nalanda University, all of them interested in understanding the truth and gaining knowledge. So many people, and not only that, every house was his school. Every Brahmana in a house, his main thing was to teach the knowledge I've acquired to others. And there were so many students around him. And he was a specialist in one type of knowledge. And he would teach every house. It seems there were thousands and thousands and lakhs of patashalas. There were different types of education institutions. Patashalas were all over the place. And education is free everywhere. Everybody goes to different types of patashalas and learn different type of things. And slowly they find out that they are interested in something and they develop it and they become like a professor in some particular aspect. Material subject matters, spiritual subject matters, paranormal subject matters, art, every subject matter. And also spiritual subject matter. In all walks, there were professors, deans, specialists, and all. It's not that education was only for a few people. It is not that you get educated only for getting a job. Yesterday I was in conversation with somebody who came from Gulf, and the daughter was being told by the parents, you should do engineering. But I could see from the face of the daughter that she's not really very interested in engineering. Then I was talking and she said that actually I'm very interested in psychology. Then I said, why don't you do? I said, no, my parents said I should do engineering. Then I looked at both the parents, they were giving her a very tough look. And she was a little, not very comfortable. But she wants to say this to somebody. It is not that you have to do something. Why the parents are saying? Maybe they are saying because if you don't do engineering and don't get a good job, how will I get a husband for you? That is there in their mind. You should be qualified, you should be able to earn. Nowadays women have to earn and have a job, then only they can get married. Qualifications have changed now. They may be worried about that, or they may be thinking if you get engineering, at least you'll get a job and you will be self-sustainable and we don't have to worry about you. Whatever they are thinking, anxieties of the Kali Yuga. But actually nobody thought like this in the past. They simply liked some subject matter, they went to that particular person and learned. And everywhere it was learning and discussion and talking about it and putting it to practice and making things, and a society filled with knowledge, practice of it, discussions about it, and everybody is highly educated in whatever science they know and whatever they are doing. hundreds and thousands of patashalas, schools, then these main universities. And people were coming from all over the world to learn in these universities. In history book, you'll see a very small mention of it. Nalanda University. Fa Hien was a Chinese traveler. Huan Si Tung, whatever his name is, and somebody like that. Very literally they'll mention. But there were a lot of universities until the Mughals came, and they found that these fellows, because of their books and their knowledge, the Brahmanas are very powerful. The top class people were the Brahmins, very intelligent and highly learned and educated. Highly learned and educated. And they had all the power. Knowledge is power. That's how it's always been. And knowledge is power. And these Brahmanas had no wealth with them. They were looked after by the Kshatriyas, by the other Grahasthas and everybody. But everybody would go behind them. Any consultation, they're all the time ready to give. To the kings, to the Grahasthas, to the Kshatriyas, they are simply consultants, free consultancy. They'll refer, they'll tell you do this, like this, and they'll teach you also how to do it. Giving out knowledge free. You can imagine how the society will be very vibrant society. But compare that to today. Knowledge is given for money. If you pay, you get knowledge. All these schools, universities, everything, everybody is in great anxiety. The IQ of my child is not growing. What to do? And then you go for tuition, go for this, go for that, and go for that testing. And you did admit for kindergarten. You're very worried she did not pass the test. Your child has got attention disorder. I am very sorry, we can't admit you in our school because our results will get affected. If our results get affected, nobody will come to our school for admission. Then we won't get money. Our main business runs on your intelligence. Your child has to have very high IQ. Then only we can run our business. We don't teach your child anything to increase your IQ. We simply use the IQ of your child. So better come here with high IQ. Only high IQ we admit. Then what is the use of coming to you and queuing up with you with my IQ so that you can make money out of my child? And announce the results, great results. But it's the other way around. In Vedic society, anybody can come. Some are intelligent. They are the Brahmin class of people. Automatically they are intelligent. But they don't go around saying, I'm very intelligent, better than you. They go and start educating everybody, even who is not intelligent, to make your life better. It does not matter if you don't have great intelligence. Whatever you know it nicely. So even Shudras were educated. The Brahmanas were educated. Kshatriyas were educated. Vaishyas were educated. According to statistic, most of the students were from the Shudra community who were inside the patashalas and schools. It's completely opposite to what people talk. Caste system, Shudras were not allowed. No. They learned different types of arts. Carpentry, steel, shipmaking, that thing, this thing, all that they learned, and they became expert in it. And India was number one in the world for making steel, for building ships. People were coming to learn from here. Because these people knew how to do it. Textiles. So knowledge of everything, very nicely, methodically given. And free. Free. Education is like topmost priority. Everybody has got good knowledge. Everybody knows Bhagavad Gita. Everybody knows Krishna is the supreme absolute truth. Sve sve karmanya birataha samsiddhim labate naraha. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita. Sve sve karmanya birataha. According to your modes and your nature. Right? It is mentioned. According to your karma and according to your guna karma vibhagasha. Human society was divided according to the gunas affecting everybody. Sattva, rajas, tamas. Which guna is maximum affecting you? And your previous karma. A combination of these two will decide whether you will take a Shudra class type of work, or you will take a Vaishya type of work, or you will take a Kshatriya type of work, or you will be a Brahminical person. It doesn't matter where you belong to. Everybody gets access to the absolute truth, to Krishna. A Shudra will serve Krishna by building the temple and carving things. A Brahmana will serve the temple by worshipping the deity, chanting the mantras. A Vaishya will serve the temple by collecting donations for the temple and building and helping in other things. All three, all four of them are all serving Krishna, and the service is accepted equally by Krishna. They all become Krishna conscious and go back to Godhead. It doesn't matter which class you belong to. That is the verdict of the Bhagavad Gita. So nobody felt high, low and all too much. If they are too much materially planed, then sometimes these type of differences will come. But if they are all understanding very well Bhagavad Gita's principles, which most of them did to the extent they could, they never thought any difference. Shudras played their role, Vaishyas played their role, Kshatriyas played their role, Brahmanas played their role, and human society was very peaceful. This was 1500 years back. Even now in history, you can see there were so many patashalas, so many schools, so many universities, and people, Chinese people were coming, Europeans were coming, and all sorts of people were coming to learn from here. And that is there in written chronicles of all these great travelers also. And they all knew what Arjuna is saying. Sarvame tatritam manye yanmam vadashi keshava. Then came the Mughals. They knew these people are very powerful because of the knowledge they have. And they have knowledge about everything. They have knowledge about everything. And because of that, nobody will listen to us because we don't have knowledge. We only have horses and army and swords, and we know how to kill like barbarians. And we want to enjoy. Enjoy their women, enjoy their wealth, enjoy the place, rule over them. A highly cultured society. So they came. Alauddin Khilji is the first person who destroyed the whole Nalanda University. He knew these Brahmins. It seems there was a story that he actually became sick with some strange type of a disease, and his stomach was digestive problem, this problem, and for a long time he was not getting cured. And he was always angry at all the Brahmins and all the Hindus and everybody who had more knowledge, more capacity, more wisdom. So he sent word and said, some of your doctors from here, from the university, must be knowing how to cure me, no? You better cure me. And he set some conditions to the doctor who came, a very learned person in medicine, Ayurveda and this and that, everything. He was sent. Just one small teacher was sent. This is a small job you can do. Nothing very serious. So he went. And Alauddin Khilji was in his angry mood against all the Brahmins and against all the knowledge you have and everything. So he laid conditions. You must cure me under these conditions. I will not orally take any of your medicines. You will not put anything in my mouth because I don't trust you. Still you must cure me. And he laid some conditions like that. I don't know, some funny conditions. So this doctor, he said, okay. Very calm person. He said, okay. Otherwise, if you don't cure me, I'll imprison you, I'll torture you. He said, okay. Then he got even more angry. You're so confident of yourself. I'm laying these conditions. He said, whatever I get to do by the hand of the Lord, I will try to do. So you know what he did? He was very smart. He made a medicine. And he said, one condition I want to lay on you as a doctor. Doctor also will tell you there's prescription and there's proscription. Prescription is what medicines I write and give you and you must take. Proscription is I'll tell you, don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. Don't eat too much of sugar and sweet stuff. Don't sleep late in the night. Get up, ask you to do all these things. Two things, what to do and what not to do. So he said, prescription, even if I give you, you don't want to take any medicine. So what I want to tell you is, you must read the Quran every day. And this Alauddin Khilji said, what? Will you not read the Quran every day? Of course. You must read every day. He said, of course I will read. And give me your Quran copy. You must read only from this copy. He gave the copy to him. He said, I'll give it to you tomorrow. I will read and give it to you tomorrow. Don't do anything with my book. He said, no, don't worry. Because he knew these people are very honest also. They're not low class like me, marauding, barbaric hordes of people we are. These people are highly gentle, cultured and very well behaved. That was very evident. So what this doctor did is, he made such a wonderful medicine. It is transparent and he put it on all the pages. On all the pages he applied it. And then he gave back the book and said, every day you must read it. That's all. That's all. I am chanting some mantras and I am chanting some this thing and you will be cured. And then he said again, be very careful, if I don't get cured, I'll finish you. He said, no, you read the Quran every day. So he read the Quran. And these Muslim people read the Quran on their mouth, lick it. Again, do next page, lick it, lick it, lick it. The medicine went inside like that. And he got cured. Then he asked this fellow, rascal, what did you do? He said, I just chanted the name of the Lord and this thing. But then he came to know through somebody of his spies, this fellow, he has done something to your Quran. And he came to know that he has done this. So he became even more angry. He said, rascal, you're so capable of coming right to my palace and cheating me like this. So he killed him. Then he said, I'll burn all your scriptures in your entire library. That's where you guys are from. He went to the university and he threw the scholars inside. Many people like them, so thousands of them. He burnt them alive. He shut up the whole place. He burnt the whole Nalanda University. And it seems it's burnt for 27 days. Because it had 90 million pieces of literature. All written on palm leaves and this and that. All sorts of works of so many great scholars and rishis and sages. All of them were there in that. Held from so many parampara together. It burnt all of that. And it burned for 27 days. He kept his army around and didn't allow anybody to escape. He burnt it all down. Because why? You guys are so good, you're so educated and you have all these books. I'll finish you. This way they burnt so many of those scriptures. So many of these universities were destroyed. You can see remnants of them now. They're all archaeological masterpieces. So I'm just giving you a little history of how the great lineage was destroyed. And today we are having Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada produced the Bhagavad Gita and distributed it in 87 languages all over the world. This is not something new actually. All over the world people were reading. And there were temples all over the world and there's all destroyed. If you go today to Angkor Wat in Cambodia, you will see the world's biggest Vishnu temple. I went all the way to see it there. I want to believe it is true. It's true. A very beautiful temple. Very not so big as it looks. It's actually very medium-sized temple compared to temples we have in Srirangam and all that. Temples were all over the world because the culture from this place was spread all over the world. And education was free. And from India they were giving it out. Come on, learn, become a better man. It should be free. Because education is not about earning money only. It's not about doing engineering and medicine and getting a job and earning some salary. Education is about edification for the soul. Knowing who you are. And you lead a very rich life from inside out. Very confident, with high self-esteem about yourself. Because you are attached to the Supreme Absolute Truth. Krishna is saying that in Bhagavad Gita. Mama evam sajiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manah shashtan indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Krishna is saying, all of the living beings in this world are my part and parcels. Because they are my part and parcels, they already have inherently in them greatness. They have the full knowledge, Satchitananda. They're capable of bliss, they're capable of knowledge, everything. But all that is forgotten because of ignorance. Because of ignorance. The real knowledge is given in Bhagavad Gita by Krishna and as accepted, approved by Arjuna. Because what does Arjuna do after accepting it? After accepting something, you should act on it. You should act on it. And that's what he did. I agree. I accept it. I will culture this knowledge. I'll develop this knowledge. I will act on this basis. And on this basis only he acted and fought the war to establish dharma. He helped Krishna to establish dharma. He became an instrument of Krishna. Nimittamatram bhavasavya sachin. Krishna told him, you simply become my instrument. You don't worry about all these things. What will happen, what will not will happen. No. It's all looked after. It's all looked after. So in this way, Arjuna became an instrument. If you accept the knowledge, then you will start having faith in it. Faith drives all of us. Faith is a very important component. Why? It's not that faith is something not reasonable. People tell you that you are just built on faith, your understanding. It's not built on reasoning. It's wrong. It's not blind faith. Good cultured faith based on knowledge is what the Bhagavad Gita tells you to do. Doesn't ask you to be blindly faithful. Many people in the Hindu society don't know these things. That's why they are blindly faithful. But they know this is right, but they don't know how it is right. If you read the Bhagavad Gita, you get to know why you should have faith and what that faith is made of. It's made out of knowledge. Knowledge gives you faith. Faith makes you act. Action gives you the fruit of devotion to Krishna. And that brings you in touch with the supreme truth, reality, Krishna, directly. This is the process mentioned. Step by step, and as you do it, you see it happening. You see the landmarks. And you see you're becoming a better person. You see you're getting better understanding of life. You become a person with greater self-esteem and confidence in what you do. And you're able to handle the difficulties in your life by applying these principles. All this is proof of the fact that the Bhagavad Gita works. And that is the statement made by Arjuna. Sarvameta dhritam manye yanmam vadashi keshava. I completely believe you. I know this before. And I've been told and I've even practiced it. I know you are the Supreme. Param Brahma, Param Dhama, Pavitram, Paramam Bhavan, Purusham, Shashvatam, Divyam, Adidevam, Ajam Vibhum. Ahistvam, Rishayas Sarve, Devarishi, Naradastata, Asito, Devalo, Vyasa, Swayam Chaiva, Bhavishime. Look at the response after hearing. You know, a student whom you're teaching has to respond to your teaching. If he simply sits down there and attends class because my mother asked me to come, because my father asked me to come, because my attendance should be marked for me, and the rest of the time my mind is somewhere else, I don't listen to you, because you're teaching me a subject matter I don't like. And I'm learning the subject matter only for the sake of getting the certificate that I'm a holder of this particular certificate. I'm not relating with the matter. Then it doesn't go inside. But when you're interested in the subject matter, you're eager to learn, and you ask questions, and you understand, and you apply it, then you get the result. Then you become even expert in the subject matter. And you can teach others by your own personal experience and realization. That is how learning occurs. That is natural, and that should be encouraged. Right? So right now when you're all sitting here, I'm wondering, oh, they have come here and they have taken their time away and they have come here on a Sunday. Many of them must be very busy running their families, going to work, and having different types of difficulties and problems. But while sitting here, they must be thinking, that is good information, that is nice, I must read Bhagavad Gita. And you may have to go back and you'll immediately forget everything. Your routine will completely eat you up. But in the back of your head, I like that, what they told, it is feeling good. I think it tells me that I should do that. And after a long time, I see of many times of coming, one fine day, you actually start reading the Bhagavad Gita and things change for you. We have seen this in many people's lives. I am hoping and praying that it will happen to you instantly. That will happen to you not after many days and years, but now itself. And you will take advantage of Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's beautiful teachings. And you will take a Bhagavad Gita or any small book and start reading and associating with many of the devotees here. You can take courses and classes in our academy. You can get knowledgeable about it. You can start practicing it, and you can get your life enriched. So this is very valuable time that you're spending here. You're taken off from your other busy schedule, and I'd like to thank you very much for coming this Sunday evening and spending time here and meditating on these few points. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. If you have any question or comment, you can also make that.
Thank you, Maharaj, for a wonderful and uplifting class. You told about how Guru should be and also how students should be. And my question is, how students can recognize his spiritual master? So there is a qualified spiritual master, there is an eligible student. How he will be able to find out this is the person, my spiritual master, from whom I have to learn?
By associating. A student is free to associate in the Vedic system. He is free to associate. You can meet with these people, talk to them, and they have nothing to hide. There's no great competition. I'll tell you what I know. And if you like it, it's okay. Otherwise, I'll also tell you, maybe he knows better than me. You can go to him and ask. They're so free. They'll recognize another person who has got better knowledge in this particular area than me and lead him to that person. It is very collaborative and very open and genuinely interested in the seeker's improvement. So you can automatically understand that I like to be with this person. I think I can learn from him. Because it is recognized that different people will get attached and attracted to different types of people as teachers and this and that. It's a personal relationship. A student-teacher relationship is a personal relationship and one of the most important relationships in your life. So you will see sometimes the guru is purposely hard on the student because he wants the student to learn something and his nature or his behavior is troubling him. He breaks open that habit, pushes the knowledge inside, and the student becomes very, very grateful to the guru for that. It's not that he runs away because you're making it difficult for me. He knows I'm being taught. I'm doing something wrong and I'm being taught. And he is very grateful. So it's not a fan club, that's what I'm trying to say. It's not just popularity on Facebook or something. You don't see the person. Faceless, actually. You never get to see the person, you never meet him. And then you like it, whatever he says. You don't know his personal life, his habits, anything. Here with the teacher in his Gurukula, you can live with him. You can see that he is a married man, his wife, his children are there. You can see his daily life from morning to night. Everything is open, nothing is private. Naturally, you'll appreciate such a person. Isn't it? So it's all open, so there's no problem. Nowadays, everything is closed. You won't know anything about the person who is coming to teach you. He will nicely shave himself and deck himself very nicely and spray some perfume and all that, and you will think very nicely about him. Why? He smells good. He must be a good teacher. Why? He smells good. That's the way that's a criterion for, like the Shastra says, a teacher should be understood by the ear. You see, you should understand a learned person by hearing him, not by how he looks. All that doesn't matter. Ashtavakra Muni was bent in 8 places, looked very ugly, and he's walking like this also. But he was a big professor of this science, and everybody is coming down, paying respects to him and learning from him. So the knowledge was so good that it was never based materially on the bodily platform. Knowledge for knowledge's sake. So it is very easy in that type of a climate to assess. And a very liberal society, because they are highly educated. So now people are not really educated. They may be PhD in something. But if you ask them, who are you? They don't know. They don't know anything about themselves, about the world, about where they are going, what will happen to them. Nothing they know. Right? And everything is closed. And even in that, they play all sorts of tricks. Manipulate and, use education for making money, becoming famous, this, that. Value for real knowledge is not so much prevalent. So in this situation, it's very difficult to understand genuinely who is your guru. For that, you should have preliminary knowledge. That's why if you read these books, you will get to know how to assess a person who can be my teacher. That's why you should read Prabhupada's books. He is definitely a bona fide, genuine guru, acharya. So you please read these books. Then you'll get to know how to assess. Okay? Yeah. Any question?
From Anita Ramaya, Hare Krishna Maharaj, she has asked 2 questions. Where did the history behind burning books happen? Second question is...
1 minute. Where did the history behind burning books happen? Well, I just told you the history. Where did it happen? It happened in many places in India, wherever there were great learning education institutions in the past. And I gave you the history of one person, Alauddin Khilji, a Muslim guy, who burnt up Nalanda University. And others were destroyed and pillaged and so many other things. That's number 1. Number 2?
How to do chanting without mind deviation? While chanting, sometimes I feel Krishna is there. How to take this? Is this an imagination?
Simply keep chanting. Everything will become all right. Don't worry too much about how to. Simply try to chant and hear. That's all you do. Right now, don't complicate life. Kali Yuga, already life is enough complicated. Take it simply, the instruction. Chant the holy natural. It's not that as soon as you start chanting, everything will become all right. It will take a little time. But gradually what will happen is you'll become interested in chanting. You'll develop a taste for chanting. And you will like to chant. And then as that moves ahead, you will actually become addicted to chanting. You'll be chanting all the time. And this will help you gradually to fix your mind, fix your consciousness on Krishna. And you become successful, there's no doubt. But everything doesn't start with 100% success immediately. Just like as soon as you enter the medical college and you get admission inside, you can't come around and say, whom can I operate? I just got admission. It will take time for you to be able to do surgery, right? Takes at least 6 years, 7 years after that. So wait a little bit and it will happen. Okay? Oh.
From Devi Meena Prabhu, even after repeated hearing, I lose temper in provoking situations. How can I control my anger?
I will give you a pills that will control your anger. Come and meet me. I'm sorry, just joking. I'm sorry, I don't have an instant remedy. Anger is quite common. You can control your anger by reducing your desire. Kama esha krodha esha rajoguna samudbhava mahashano mahapapamo vidhiyenam hiya vairinam. Behind anger, the motivating factor is your desire. When your desire is not satisfied, you'll get angry, especially your sense gratificatory desire. When that is not satisfied, you'll get angry. So you get to the root of anger. What is making me angry? Why? What is the desire that has not been satisfied for me from this person? Analyze it a little bit. If you get down to the root of it, maybe you can break it down. That knowledgeable people and jnanis normally do that. But those who don't have that type of capacity, then they get angry sometimes and they destroy things or physically get violent and all that. Then it becomes very dangerous. So best thing to do if you're angry or if you're getting angry is to actually take some physical precaution. Leave the place. Leave the place, cool yourself down, loudly chant Hare Krishna and tell yourself to calm down. These are some of the other things that you can be taught. There are also anger management classes now, you can take them. Even in the secular world outside, psychiatrists will tell you anger management, how to do and all that. And to quite some extent it is useful. But it's not a permanent cure. The permanent cure comes from when you actually understand, I am a spirit soul, a part and parcel of Krishna, and you chant Hare Krishna and become a devotee, then gradually this anger goes away because your material desires lessen and you don't find it necessary to be angry and waste your energy and time. If you also analyze what anger really does to you, you will always feel bad about getting angry. When you analyze what you have done afterwards, why did I do that? Is what you're going to feel. So it's not worth getting angry. It's not really very productive. So you can analyze also in this way and tell yourself, program yourself not to be falling a prey to anger. Good association of people who teach you good subject matter, reading the Vedic literature, Bhagavad, Mahabharata, Ramayana, and then discussing this, all this also ameliorates and actually brings down your desires and therefore your anger. So in the association of devotees, you can actually tackle anger better. Okay? Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki.